excessive checkpoints, burdensome administrative procedures, and inefficient processing at border crossings. He said those challenges could be addressed by harnessing opportunities PPPs offered to the continent to facilitate cross-border trade, thereby encouraging investment to increase economic integration and cooperation among Africans. Professor Texing spoke at the just-ended Ghana Academy of Art and Sciences and Universal Merchant Bank public lecture in Accra, noting that the reliance on PPPs was a viable way for Africa to support large infrastructure investments and development. Professor Texing therefore asks African leaders not to only pay lip service to the successful establishment of AfTA, but should support the building of trade infrastructure to enhance intra-Africa trade. The head of economic regulation at the National Petroleum Authority (NPA), Abbas Ibrahim Tasunti, has stated the government of Ghana can only subsidize petroleum products if it has the ability to do so despite the hikes in petrol prices in the country. He said if the government wants to subsidize fuel, the NPA as a regulator cannot say it would not allow the subsidy to pass, but it is for the government to analyze or assess its capacity to subsidize, but there must be money before government can subsidize the product. He therefore explained the NPA can only subsidize or advise the government when its realized prices are rising to use the price stabilization and recovery levy to cushion consumers, which the authority did last year. Mr. Abbas Ibrahim Tasunti was giving a presentation on the price formula in Ghana in a day's capacity building training for journalists in the northern region. If you just join us, you're listening to Maritime and Port News. Early this month, a team of armed robbers made off with 20 containers of gold and silver oil, TVs and electronics from a container storage yard in Manzonilo, according to authorities in Kolima. The historic theft has prompted calls for better security from the merchants who use Mexico's biggest container port to handle their wares. According to local media, a group of 9 to 15 well-armed criminals entered a privately operated container storage yard on Cal Algodons, just adjacent to the highway connecting the port of Jalipa. Now, the district is a maze of lightly defended storage lots, some without gates or fencing, located about a mile away from the port complex. On entering, the team reportedly detained and gagged the guards, then took the next 8 to 10 hours to find and remove exactly what they wanted: 20 shipping containers of precious metal, oil and electronics. They used the forklift to hoist the container onto chassis and had the tracking capacity to make off with the haul, according to Mexican outlet Milenio. Now, the total value of the theft has not yet been released, and the perpetrators have also not been caught. Gustavo Adrin Joya, a spokesperson, Kalima State Security Office, said it is unprecedented. There had not been any robbery of this nature before. Mexico's military took over management of the port complex security last year, and though it has taken some criticisms from Merchants Association over the theft, it does not oversee the district where the crime occurred. Jaya suggests that the site was unprepared to protect cargo. In other stories, the American Maritime Partnership is responding to increased calls for Jones Act waivers as gasoline prices continue to set new record highs, saying waivers aren't necessary and won't help lower prices at the pump by any significant amount. Jones Act requires that merchandise transported by water between 2 points in the United States is carried on ship that are U.S.-built crude, owned and registered. Now, limited waivers of Jones Act requirement are sometimes issued by the Department of Homeland Security in times of crisis, like after major hurricanes or during the Colonial Pipeline cyber attack and shutdown in 2021, usually when there is no Jones Act fleet capacity available. Waivers allow typically less costly foreign ships to transport energy product between 2 points in the United States, but the standard for obtaining them is high and typically reserved for national security purposes, not cost savings. On this note, we wrap up this morning's edition of Maritime and Port News, proudly sponsored by the Ghana Shippers Authority. They provide you with the best in oil shipping solutions. You can contact the Mother Shippers House in Accra. My name is Nanesi Boateng, my producer, Kwekwa Pochi. Have a great day.
Edi Ghana, Eko Viase, Nedi Viase Super Ghana. Ghana Shippers Authority and Swadi None say, Yaba Bonsu Swedifo, Ewo Haubia Wonemu, Every Noma Ira, Diasa ye, Tika Yajiwa Enfa Kwanso. Anyhow would wopi, Yenya Daji chain Suswedifo, and Noma Eko, said Yabaya Wobetiasi, Yaniswadi None say, Yaba Sumu. Near Sumpa, the Ghana Shippers Authority, our Ghana Shippers House, Ridge, Accra, Gapuha Towers, Tema, NCA Building, 4th Gardens, Chupe, Oakmas, Takradi Shippers Center, Takradi, Yamusa Building, Sansuna Gumbihini, Tamale, Yawo Complaints Unit, Ewo Elibu, Paga, a flower border, Sansuna Kutukarium Shenjanabia, and a Takutel, Takradi, Fred, 0302 66